Our Carmelite spirituality is a life of following Jesus Christ, of living in allegiance to him. And we Carmelites, from the very beginning of the order, have always looked to the example of Mary. We have seen in her a perfect model. In fact, my favorite way of looking at Mary, there are three words that always come to my mind, and I hope if you come here to the National Shrine, you can keep these words in mind as well. And we look to Mary. She is mother, she is teacher, and she is guide in the ways of the Spirit and in the ways of prayer. When I think of her, I look at her and I see she was one who made herself completely available to the will of God. And certainly, and if you're on this website and if you're contemplating a visit to the shrine, it seems to me that you too are desiring to live that way. And so we look to her to teach us, to be our guide, to help us to live our life in allegiance to Jesus Christ and to want what God wants. In addition to Mary being mother, teacher, and guide in the ways of the Spirit, I also think of three other words come to mind that enabled Mary to live the way she did. And I believe this is how she wishes us to live as well. Mary lived with a sense of God's presence. And again, this is at the heart of Carmelite spirituality. And as you visit the Carmelite Shrine of Our Lady, the National Shrine of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, I trust you will feel that presence as you walk these sacred acres here. Mary lived with that awareness. In fact, the angel said to her, "The Lord is with you." And so God desires that all of us recognize and live in his presence as well. Mary was able to do what she did because she knew that God was always with her. She was not alone. Mary was able to do what she did because she knew that God was all powerful and that God always used his power for the good of other people. And I always hope that when pilgrims come here, whatever may be troubling them, as they pray, as they walk these grounds, that they too will be able to know God's power at work. And most especially, that we can all remember that God has made promises to us. He has promised to be with us always. He has promised to act on our behalf at all times. Mary knew this, and this is what enabled her to say, "I am the servant of the Lord. Let it happen to me according to your word." This is at the heart of Carmelite spirituality. And as you visit with us, as you pray here at the National Shrine, it is my hope and it is my prayer that Mary, who is mother, teacher, and guide, that you will sense her presence and that she will pray for you and with you, and that like her, you will live your life trusting in God's power, God's presence, and in his promises. God bless you all.